A decision in the Alex Jones Sandy Hook defamation lawsuit. A court this week ordered Jones to pay $4.1 million in compensatory damages to Neil Heslin and Scarlett Lewis, whose 6-year-old son Jesse Lewis was killed in the shooting, and a further $45.2 million in punitive damages. The verdict comes just days after the judge dismissed a motion in the case to declare a mistrial after Jones's cell phone records were sent to the plaintiffs. Alan Dershowitz is our legal legend and the host of the podcast The Dersh Show. He's also the author of the great new book, The Price of Principle: Why Integrity is Worth the Consequences. Professor, always good to see you. What did you think of this verdict here? And did you see anything that would provide Jones with an opportunity for appeal?
I wasn't surprised at all. Remember, these are not public figures, so they don't have to prove malice. All they have to prove is that they were defamed through negligence or other ways. So I doubt that we'll see a reversal on the merits. Now, this absurd story about how emails that were supposed to be protected were turned over by his own lawyer accidentally could give rise to some kind of an appeal. Also, the amount of punitive damages could be lowered by appellate courts. That often happens in these kinds of cases. But if there's a new trial without these emails coming in, it's very likely a jury will again find at least compensatory damages and some degree of punitive damages. Punitive damages are intended to send a message: stop doing this kind of thing. You can't get away with it. These are grieving parents. And you shouldn't be insulting the memories this way. That was the message I think the jury sent.
Now, could Jones face perjury charges after the release of the digital copy of his phone records to the opposing counsel that apparently had text messages in there that Jones said didn't exist? Is there a possible for a criminal prosecution?
The only criminal prosecution I know about for a deposition or civil case is the one against Ghislaine Maxwell. If every civil plaintiff or defendant was charged with perjury for lies they told in depositions or in the testimony at the trial, the jails would be filled with civil litigants. So if he is prosecuted criminally, it was because he was targeted. This would not be a fair application of the law. I wish people were put in jail for perjury. Obviously, I have a case pending now where my accuser perjured herself repeatedly about everything, and yet nobody seems to be interested in going after her because she's a Me Too victim. But we see this over and over again in civil cases. I've tried to get a perjury prosecution, not only against this woman who accused me, but against her lawyers. But prosecutors say they're not interested in civil cases. If they suddenly become interested in Alex Jones, obviously it's because they're targeting him specially.
Okay, and then real quick, we're going to be talking about this in a bit. You know, students are heading back to campus across the country, and we hear all the time about colleges restricting speech, penalizing students for their political views. A couple of years ago, Fordham University in New York actually banned a student from campus, and in my view, defamed him for an Instagram post where he was holding a legal gun off campus, acknowledging the sacrifice of the people involved in the Tiananmen Square massacre, and he's a Chinese immigrant. To these students who are going back, do they have recourse in some fashion if they feel repressed, defamed, or face some sort of retribution from the college for their views?
I think they do, and they should feel free to call me and other organizations that defend free speech, not the American Civil Liberties Union. The American Civil Liberties Union is on the wrong side of all these issues. There's another organization called FIRE, Freedom of Individual Responsibility, that takes on these college cases. So I would recommend to any student who feels that their free speech or academic freedom is being suppressed, call FIRE. The worst thing is that students are being graded down by ideological propaganda teachers who, unless they give the politically correct answers, even if they're brilliant answers, they grade them down. If that were happening today, for example, Ted Cruz, who was one of my best students, would be getting C's and D's and F's. Answers were not politically correct, even though brilliant.
All right, so you do have recourse. I think that's a very important. That's a very important message to all those college students out there. Professor Alan Dershowitz, thank you so much, as always, for joining us.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. With inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates skyrocketing, your retirement plans are in danger. Well, our friends at American Hartford Gold can help show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Yeah. If you call them right now, they have a special offer. They will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order. So don't wait. Call now. Here's the number. 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309 or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532. Thank you.